We're going back into Roger Corman territory for the 1982 film Forbidden World, a movie which made me ask, wait, did I review that one already? No, I talked about Galaxy of Terror, the 1981 Corman-produced alien knockoff. Honest mistake. Forbidden World does share other similarities. It reuses some of the same James Cameron design sets from Galaxy of Terror. When it isn't using recycled footage from Corman's Battle Beyond the Stars, it's got effects from Dennis and Robert Skotak, who worked on Galaxy of Terror, and later Aliens. Galaxy of Terror and Forbidden World are like its own Corman-style double feature, where they're not technically sequels, but could be, like Death Race 2000 and Death Sport, or Big Dollhouse and Big Birdcage. The crew would also have ties to other Corman projects. It was directed by future Emmy-winning documentarian Alan Holtzman, who was an editor for Battle Beyond the Stars. It was the first produced script for frequent Corman collaborator Jim Wynorski, the legend behind such classics as Chopping Mall and Death Stalker 2. As for the plot of this film, there's a research lab on a remote planet. However, one of the experiments turns deadly, and look, it's a sexy version of Alien, alright? What more do you need? The Patreon poll voters demanded sexy alien. Sorta. It was actually a pretty tight race, where clearly the correct answer, blood debts, won the comments, but no one was desperate enough to vote for the new stock fifth choice, Desperate Moves, yet. So where are we gonna find this classic? Tubi TV, of course, where they're also recommending you watch Galaxy of Terror as a double feature. Anyway, as we begin at the Star Tours attraction at Disneyland with a touch of some Kubrick. By George, classical music, expertly framed shots? The critics were wrong not to call this the 2001 A Space Odyssey of the 80s. If that movie started with a preview for what you're about to see. Okay, it was surprisingly hard to show that sequence. That flashed more frames of nudity than if Tyler Durden assembled the film. Oh my god, I had a dream. I was watching the action from Battle Beyond the Stars. Oh no, it's real. We are surrounded by reused footage. We're outnumbered. Here we meet Space Officer Mike Colby with his trusty robot sidekick Sam 104, bringing a symphony of explosions to the farthest reaches of space.
We haven't lost it. I'll tie in the auxiliary power. Got any wire?
I'm made of it.
Give me some.
Setting aside that ADR, it appears the poll voters still had my Critters review on their minds. Because apparently that's an uncredited Don Keith Opper doing the voice of the robot, while the cinematographer Tim Surstedt also shot Critters. Careful, careful, they're getting closer. Their beams aren't hitting anything, they're just simply flashing a lot, but it's really annoying and it's gonna keep us up all night. Let's hit them with everything we have.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
We're running out of shots of him saying fire. Get the hilariously out of place soundtrack back in here. Phew, that was a close one. Who were those space bandits again? Doesn't matter. That doesn't factor into the plot at all. We just needed to open the movie with an action scene and these stunning hyperspace effects.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, hyperspace really gets the motors running in this massage chair. God, that feels great on my back. Oh, we hadn't shown the title or the credits yet? I thought we were already past that. It's edited into the movie just as awkwardly as the reaction shots. At least now I know I'm watching the Forbidden World version of the movie, as the original title was Mutant, to the point to where that's what the trailer for the movie said. I think they've also run out of their classical music cassettes. Yes, that sweet electronic score from Susan Justin means we're getting closer to the planet Zarbia 1980s, located deep into the ass universe. I know I'm supposed to laugh at some of these effects, but really, some look perfectly fine. It's more so the set design that gets a laugh out of me, where the walls are padded with extremely obvious sandwich boxes. Good lord, look at all those boxes! 3/4 of the budget went to cleaning out all the to-go boxes at a Shakey's. Officer Colby has been called into this desert planet to investigate an experimental life form, not to mention...
Sorry.
Sorry.
The top priority is to bang the hottest assistant in the galaxy. Anyone else?
You're a new face around here. We don't often get new faces.
That's the truth.
Does the oxygen in this place just make everyone horny? Why would anyone be in the mood to bang during this scenario? They're mere feet from the lab in which all the test animals were slaughtered by the creation known as Subject 20. God, I love the smell of roadkill in the morning. Hey, you know what? Let's talk in the room that doesn't smell like Cruella DeVille's sweatshop. There we can find more about Subject 20, which is keeping itself in a cocoon in an incubator.
It keeps right on changing its genetic structure, mutating again and again.
Thank you. I'm sure I won't catch anything in here with you coughing in my face. Are you guys sure you don't just simply have cobwebs? Did any of you bring a dust devil on board? I brought a vibrator. Damn, these Corman movies always bringing the wrong items. Maybe not. They're all still about to explode in their pants.
How come you're so much more convincing than he is?
I have such beautiful ideas.
Shall we discuss it over dinner?
Sorry, no third wheels allowed on board. Completely disposable teenagers we picked up at the mall, though? Absolutely! Michael Bowen from Valley Girl, come on in! You'll be the first we call if the creature challenges you to a skateboard competition. Doesn't take Subject 20 long to start waking up, or it was just waiting for someone to come in and follow the Prometheus rules of if you find something strange, get as close as humanly possible to it, especially if it starts oozing delicious strawberry jelly to serve in the cafeteria. Beautiful, more parts for your back massager. Remember, if it looks deadly, close the door real slow, giving it plenty of time to escape. Genius. Like if John Hurt flirted with the facehugger first, hoping it would lean in for a kiss. At least they got some alien ooze to pour on their morning dessert.
Where's the whipped cream?
What?
Strawberry shortcake always comes with whipped cream.
And you call that slop in the fridge quiche? The champagne here isn't even Corbel. And stop mouth-banging your dessert. Whatever, more for me. You mind passing the creme brulee? Let's take a break while they have some after-dinner wine and enjoy the latest installment of V. June Chadwick was phenomenal in that too.
Scientists experimenting in deepest space have released a deadly new life form. Mark Singer in Dead Space.
We're back, and yep, just as we expected. Bringing on board the teen manager of the oak tree is gonna lead to all of our deaths. At least my ass still looks great in this crime scene. They got the most badass of all hunting down the alien.
This is it, you goddamn dingwhopper.
He won't stand for no hornswoggle on this ship. Apparently, Subject 20's victims are still living, but are injected with the subject's DNA, which causes shared genes so the creature can feed on their protein. Why in God's name did you create that? Don't worry, whatever's left of his body you can stuff in the boxes, right next to the mashed potatoes and corn. And ladies, do you mind? I will watch you make out when we don't have a murderous creature of our own creation after us. Tracy is very upset about the loss of Jimmy.
Tracy, I'm sorry about Jimmy.
It's okay.
Yeah, I can tell you were very close. She's so broken up about him being reduced to a pile of protein goo that the only thing that will get her through this tough time is posing nude for the camera, filmed in oops, I excited myself all over the lens vision. Somewhere I know Jimmy's spirit is watching me right now pose for this galactic spread in Barely Legal magazine. The death of Jimmy is the best thing to happen to this crew. You know what would really honor Jimmy's memory? Let's bang on this pile of pastel suits before we launch them out in the garbage chute. It's okay, the rest of the crew will watch to make sure they're mourning correctly, doggy style, several times in one night. The others will even provide the sexy soundtrack. What am I watching? This doesn't feel like a crew of scientists hunted by a monster. It feels like a film crew being stalked by a monster while making a porn parody of Alien. You already have one person dead. How is there only one guy who is like, maybe we should try looking for this thing? And even he paused to watch Skinamax for a few minutes. Seriously, I can't show this aspect of the scene, but as he's walking, it frequently shows quick flashes of the sex scene that's going on, as if I'd forget that the movie has more nudity in it than Sex Trek. One thing is safe though, the soundtrack, as that's a picture of the movie's composer. We'll have Beethoven on standby in case anything happens to her picture. I can't even show his death scene because it also strobe edits shots of the sex scene. Why are you trying to give me a hard-on while this death is happening? Speak for yourself, buddy. I haven't been this turned on since Thriller, A Cruel Picture. Anyway, you're up next, Tracy. Say, you don't mind giving someone a handy while we insert footage of a graphic decapitation, do you? This expedition is pure hell. It's been months and she still hasn't found a suitable beach in the lab to get a perfect tan. It's okay. There's a sauna. Of course there is. Where she meets a threat far greater than Subject 20. Creepy middle-aged janitors.
Baxter, you're beautiful.
Oh, boy.
Say what you will about Subject 20, it at least gives her privacy in her naked steam room time. Colby is trying to get in her pants with more determination than he had in the opening action scene.
We don't know where it is.
And you came to warn me?
Whoever.
I'm gonna have to see if the creature is hiding underneath your towel. Oh, and his uncle creepy flirting skills worked, apparently. This is the most unbelievable thing in the entire movie. Yeah, I have a fetish for anyone who could double for Alan Alda. And Subject 20 just ruined his wildly unrealistic game. And how slow is this crew?
Hey, easy. You want to know what I want to know? I like to know what you and Tracy were doing in there dressed like that.
Because the movie's producer wanted there to be a shitload more nudity in it. I am never letting you inside of me again for the next 5 minutes. We got this under control, men. You get an inflatable pool. You get 50 cans of cream corn. Tracy and Dr. Barbara start wrestling. Look at her. She's even resorting to wanting to bang the scientist with whooping cough. Let me just squint my eyes and pretend you're David Warner. The others will put on their most comfortable protective wear to go explore the surface of planet Santa Clarita, as the others get all science-y.
Barbara, this stuff is almost pure protein. What we're seeing is a breakdown of a complex, sophisticated creature, a human being, into a simple, elementary organism.
Let's see what happens when I show it my tits. They're being extra careful on this planet. The jokes are alien may surprise them any minute now with spook house jump scares.
Better come over here. I think Oh my God, it's Al!
The skin people will return, and in greater numbers. Finally, they do something right. Just shoot at the thing before knocking it off with a rolled up newspaper. Great, you got defeated by a spirit Halloween display. The real creature is much easier to find. At least someone is scared watching this. I can't even follow the action most of the time.
Damn it, get out of there!
Damn, I knew we shouldn't have injected it with terrible editing DNA, and stop getting so close to it.
Baxter, did you see that?
I saw it.
That's the reaction from the critics. I saw it. Roger Corman might get mad if you laugh at this. Apparently he smacked an audience member at a screening for laughing at it, and then had a lot of those funny parts removed from the film well after the guy he slapped poured a soda on his head from a balcony. So I guess Richie from It was in the audience. Let's take another break, I guess. I love how this movie only has 20 minutes left, but feels like it just started. If you take out the sex, the movie would be only about 20 minutes long.
Space pirates on a hijacked starship discover a young stowaway. Now he's in for the time of his life. Space Raiders, Saturday afternoon at 3 on Channel 43.
We're back, and the creature has taken over all the controls, including their launch pad. Let me light up another joint so I can figure this shit out.
It's working on a permanent food supply. It's planting a garden, and we're the seeds.
Did you say seed? As if things couldn't get worse. Now we have a meal from RoboCop to deal with. This is a weird time for exposition.
We knew we could create the cell, but not the womb to grow it in.
Can you at least get me some bandages and Neosporin? Finish your speech later, I'm hurting over here. They'll finish their exposition the sexier way, with Barbara and Tracy naked in the showers, in a conversation that was clearly supposed to take place in an office, but they got a note that said there needs to be more breasts, which at this point is like giving Battlefield Earth a note that says it needs more Dutch angles. Tracy, I got it. We'll distract the alien by braiding each other's hair while someone else comes along to blow it. Perhaps just sweet-talking the alien will work.
We have no weapons, and we mean no harm.
That's a smile that says he's got a box of ready-to-use tissue nearby. Sadly, trying to communicate via computer didn't work. Subject 20 is more of a brunette man. I'll give it this, the way they defeat the monster is a little original. So how is it they defeat him? With cancer. Turns out Dr. Cal has cancer, clearly getting it from his car in Repo Man. So he gets rid of the rest of Subject 20's food supply. That creature hates a laser-cooked meal and waits for at least another crew member to die. He died as he lived, as his most superfly Ray Charles. Then he's ready to offer himself as a sacrifice to infect the alien with cancer, while the rest of the bodies are in big trouble with human resources. This has gotta work. It's absolutely foolproof. He cuts the tumor out of Dr. Cal so they can shove it into the creature's mouth. The only reason this works is because the movie's about over. Cancer infects the alien at a rapid pace. It just has to swallow it and it's done for. That is so lame, it crosses over into being somewhat genius. And that's it, folks. We're headed back to Earth so you can be my new trophy wife. And why are you ending the movie by showing me clips of what I just saw? Weird way to bookend the movie. It isn't long enough for me to have forgotten what I just saw. It's only 77 minutes long, which means it wasn't one of the hardest movies I've had to sit through. Like the sex scenes, hits in and out without much pillow talk after. I don't remember much about Galaxy of Terror, but I remember enough to know it was slightly better than this. This just feels like a whole movie of notes from Roger Corman, with absolutely nothing of substance in between. It is what it is. Graphic violence, which is actually well done. And banging! What more do you need? I guess a little more. It was remade in 1991 as Dead Space. This one moves along so fast with its action that you blink a few times and the movie's over. My work for the week is done. We'll continue this conversation elsewhere, naked and in the shower. But if it's more 80s greatness you want, head on over to Channel Awesome where you can check out my 4.5-hour episode of 1986 in film. You know, the year with that other alien movie.